Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple encouragement card. So first of all, I'm taking a piece of Nuna Solar White cardstock, which is slightly larger than what's going to be on the card, but I just find it easier to cut it down once I've done all the ink blending. So I'm going to start off by taking tumbled glass distress ink and blending this onto the card. Now, obviously I didn't do it this fast, I've sped up the video because it took me quite a long time to blend this panel. And my trick is with ink blending is just to keep adding on colour and keep blending it, because it will look splotchy at first and it's very easy to get frustrated and want to give up. But if you just keep blending it, then you should hopefully achieve a sort of even looking blend. Now, I wanted it to not look super, what's the word I'm looking for here? Blended together. I wanted it to look a little bit kind of patchy. So I usually would have blended it a little bit more than this, but I sort of wanted that effect because I wanted it to look like a night sky. So now I'm using broken china, I believe, and blending that over and out onto the page. At the side there, I'm sort of dabbing it off a little bit before I go and blend it, just to avoid getting anything super splotchy. So that's another tip, just kind of dab it off before you blend, and that will help as well. So I'm just blending that out. Now I'm going to swap to, I think it's Salty Ocean, and I'm going to start blending that on. I actually really like this colour for a sky. I think it's really pretty. And I'm going back over where I just blended with the tumbled glass and broken china, just to blend that out a bit more and give it a bit more of a seamless look. I think that's the trick as well, blending over as many times as you can with the other colours. And by the way, I have a different different sponge for each colour, which I just stick on the back with some Velcro. Now I'm using chip sapphire. My chip sapphire leaked, and so it's gotten really inky, so it doesn't blend as well as I'd like it to. I need to get a new one, so just bear that in mind here. I'm just checking that there's enough to cover the stencil. So I'm just trimming it down now. I trimmed it down to slightly smaller than my card base. And I'm using a viscous trimmer to do this. So now I'm going to take my stencil, which is a Star Crescent by Imagination Stencils. just positioning it. I'm going to tape that down with some low tack masking tape. Now I'm using the Imaginations Craft Sparkle Medium. I can't remember what colour this is, so I will. But all the products will be listed in the down bar. I'm just spreading this over. The one tip I would have is don't spread it too thinly. And make sure that you clean the stencil and your palette knife off straight away. If it dries on there, you're in trouble. So I left that to dry overnight and came back to it the next morning. And I'm now going to put the stamp on here. This is a Simon Says stamp set. And I'm going to be using this one that says shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So I'm going to use my Misty stamp positioner, and I'm just going to put my card in there, pushed up against the edge. Position the stamp where I want, pick it up with the door. Now I'm going to ink it up with Versamark, which is an embossing ink, so it's just a clear sticky ink which the embossing powder will stick to, and it stays wet for a really long time, which is why it's good for embossing. I decided to only stamp it once because I could see that it was quite clear and crisp, but I actually was going to stamp it more than once, but in the end decided not to. So I'm just going to put on my embossing powder, which is Wow Sparkling Snow, which is a glittery white powder. And then I'm just going to heat it up with my heat gun. Till all the embossing powder is melted. Now I'm going to put plenty of sticky tape on, double-sided tape on the back of the ink blended panel, because it did warp slightly when I did the heat embossing. So I just want to make sure that it's all nice and stuck down, and now I'm going to peel that off and stick it to the card base. This is just a pre-bought card base from Hobbycraft. I think it's a 6x6. That finishes the card for today. Thank you for watching. Oh, hang on. I trimmed the edge of the card off a little bit to centre it. And that finishes the card off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.